influence to impact your life, unfortunately, in a negative way. You did say something that I thought was pretty interesting when you were talking about, um, just kind of seeing like how these stories of police brutality would, make like the national headlines and like all that other stuff. Do you think that that also kind of had an impact on like your attitude towards like the law and like law enforcement, like just seeing stories like that and feeling like, you know, that the system is already kind of like gamed against you in a sense? Like, did that at all impact your, decision making at the time?
So, and I have to speak carefully here because I want to be clear. I allowed it to influence me, but that's actually not how I thought, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm saying is I just kind of went along with it. Um, but I can see how those kind of headlines could kind of create this like us versus them type of, um thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it does. So when you have these constant bombardments of police freaking brutality to this and this person was unjustly shot, this unarmed black guy was killed, they automatically put the police right in the bad picture and putting
Right.
the not just the person that was involved, but the entire black community in like they are being hunted type of mind state, right? That's what
Mm-hmm.
kind of creates that mindset of you know, I have to I have to rebel against authority. Period.
Yeah.
I have to rebel against the system. I have to rebel against law and order. I have to rebel. I have to rebel. Instead of us just actually sitting there and actually thinking about the unknowns of each individual case
Mm-hmm.
because you don't know everything. You weren't there.
Right.
But I can say I was influenced in a way because I did not have enough of a backbone to really stand on what I truly believed in at the time because I'm
Mm-hmm.
so fixated on, of course, trying to be a part of the crowd. Just trying to find my niche in life, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of just go with the flow sometimes, and you kind of give up your backbone when you're in your young 20s and you're just trying to fit in and find your place,
Mm-hmm.
right? You would just kind of do anything,
Yeah.
um, which is can lead to you um, sacrificing your morals and your convictions to kind of join the flock that may be walking off a cliff, essentially,
Yeah.
which a lot of people do. They do. So that's how I can say I was influenced, you can say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I can definitely understand like how that can, certainly impact somebody's like mindset and their decision making. I think like, with a lot of people in our community, especially, around that time, like, people who are our age, like, we were definitely kind of like immobilized by the media in a sense of, it's us versus them. Like the police are bad, and, you can be a law abiding citizen doing everything right, and it doesn't matter, because the police can still just come and just arrest you. So, you might as well just do what you want to do anyways, because, it's us versus them regardless. So,
Right. And I just want to put out there to people, that's just not a true narrative. It's just
yeah.
not true. I think people really underappreciate and underestimate just how difficult law enforcement is, right? I use this example all the time with like my family and stuff like that.
Hmm.
I say, okay, if you guys see two strangers across the street fighting, are y'all gonna get involved? Most people be like, heck no, right? Heck no. So I say, okay, what you guys don't realize is that when cops see that, they have to go and counter that. They have to go and counter two hostile strangers. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? That's in the throes of essentially trying to kill each other because a
Yeah.
fight is pretty deadly, right? So you cannot say or you cannot be so quick to jump down an officer's throat when mistakes may be made in like these quick instances where they have to make a decision that can involve life and death, right? You're not
Yeah.
gonna for I even speak from the standpoint of when, I was robbing and stuff and stealing, right? Um, when I would go up and rob somebody, right? The last thing I would want to do is have somebody put their hands in their pockets because now you're making me nervous,
Yeah.
right? I don't know what you're gonna pull out your pockets. What a lot of people do when they're involved with police and they have these encounters, And mind you, it's a nervous encounter because it's still, even though I'm an officer, right? I'm still just a person encountering another person. That's
Right,
a
you're still
stranger to me.
human with human
Right.
emotions and reactions.
Right. So I'm encountering a stranger who I do not know. I do not know what your disposition is. I don't know what your mindset is. I don't know if you've been getting high all day or if you just had a long day at work or you just got in a spat with whoever, right? I don't know where your mental and attitude is at. And I have to pull you over and stop you. And then your first reaction towards me is that of hostility or attitude.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're already putting me in like a fight or flight mode off the dick. So now,
Yeah.
as the officer, in the officer's mindset, they're thinking, okay, I have to make sure in my mind that I am consciously setting up myself to potentially have to neutralize a threat,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they're trained to do that. So um, when people come with just attitude, just off the dick, and just hostility towards anybody, but then let alone an officer, most likely the end result is going to get escalated because you're not going to calm down. That's going to make the officer have to calm you down
Mm-hmm.
because they have to calm down the actual situation. They have to do that. They can't just let it escalate.
Mm-hmm.
That's their job. So when most people just simply comply, like 99% of the times, if you comply, you will be just fine. Even the night I got arrested, right? And I ran a little bit, right? I ran, right? Of course, things got less painful for me when I just got down and complied. Yes, they were like a little bit freaking heavy, like on my back and everything. But then again, you gotta think about what they're thinking about. They just got a report of a freaking potentially armed suspect
Yeah.
running through the neighborhoods, right? So should I really expect them to like be all easy and gentle with me when I just kind of did harm to another innocent person and I might have a
Yeah.
gun that might do some harm to somebody else? Of course not, right? But they didn't like you know whip my ass or nothing or beat me up. They just simply was like, hey, just stay down, stay down, stay down. And then they stood
Yeah.
me up a little bit quick, but that was it because I did not give any protest because I was caught. No protest was
Yeah.
given.
Yeah.
So
And I think that
you know.
I think